So, are you struggling to connect with RBTs during virtual supervision? If you are, you're not alone, and it's not your fault. In this video, I'll share 5 simple shifts to help you create engaging, collaborative, and goal-focused remote sessions without burning out or sacrificing quality. Y'all, let's face it, virtual supervision often can feel disconnected. It's easy to fall into a one-way feedback, lose track of RBT growth, or miss opportunities to support meaningful progress. But with a few simple adjustments, your sessions can become more relational, intentional, and even empowering. I want to share with you 5 simple shifts that I've made to my virtual supervision that has super made it helpful to create empowering work with my RBTs. First, the pre-session check-in to center the RBT. So at the start of supervision, I will open with a simple open-ended question that prioritizes the RBT's voice and goals. This can sound like, what's something that went really well this week? Or is there a specific goal or skill you'd like to support today? Or my personal favorite is there anything you wanted to make sure we talked about in session today? These small prompts do more than just check a box. They build trust, they invite reflection, and they make supervision feel like a partnership, which is so important. At the end of the session, typically about 15 minutes before we're going to wrap up, I'll ask, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about that we didn't get to yet? This gives the RBT space to bring up lingering questions, concerns, or celebrations, ensuring that our time together is responsive and not just reactive. Tip number 2, shared documentation for ongoing support. Use a shared Google document where you and your RBT can collaboratively track supervision notes, feedback, and goals. Rather than simply noting observations or tasks, make this a dynamic, mutual working space. You can use it during sessions to write reflections and encourage your RBT to add their own thoughts and questions in between meetings. Summarize key skills discussed and modeled during your session, highlight strengths and specific feedback, or clearly outline the next steps or agreed upon action items. A shared document becomes more than a record. It becomes a living resource that promotes carryover and accountability in your sessions. And my favorite part, it empowers the RBT to revisit insights outside of client sessions and take ownership of their learning. All right, tip 3, feedback that fosters growth. A collaborative system of ask, affirm, and advise. So first you want to ask, for example, how do you feel that went? Or what was your goal going into the interaction that you just had? Next, you want to affirm, you handled that transition so smoothly. Or I noticed that you used such a calm tone even when the client was super frustrated. Great modeling of self-regulation skills. Then we want to advise. Let's try adding a visual cue right before that prompt. Or next time, you might want to pause just a tad bit longer to allow for independent responding. This framework supports a two-way dialogue and encourages self-reflection, not just correction. It helps RBTs connect through actions to overcome and build confidence through recognition of growth. During virtual sessions, you can further individualize feedback by using a shared screen of a video clip that you're looking at that you can use as a video modeling, or writing out examples in real time in your notes, or co-creating a visual support that relates directly to the RBT's goals. These strategies can strengthen the supervisory relationship and reinforces the feedback that collaboration is what matters, not just evaluation of their performance. Tip 4, leverage virtual tools creatively. Use your virtual platforms built-in tools to boost engagement, not only with your RBT, but also to help build rapport with the client during supervision. Consider how your presence, even virtually, can contribute positively to a therapeutic environment. You can use virtual backgrounds for modeling reinforcement strategies or to serve as conversation starters with clients. You can use the avatars for demonstrating emotions, prompts, or just playful engagement. Or try shared screen demos using toys or visuals or simple hand-drawn sketches to model different interventions. When it's appropriate, use common media platforms like YouTube or digital drawing apps or simple games as reinforcers that the client enjoys. This can allow you to participate or support these moments to build connection and observe naturally reinforcing activities. These simple, small touches can make a big impact on attention, clarity, and connection, both with your RBT and with your client. All right, our last tip, number 5. End with an aligned goal. You want to try wrapping up every session by collaboratively identifying one specific meaningful goal with your RBT, something that they feel confident pursuing and that aligns with their personal and professional development. For example, try using visual prompts during transitions and note what you observe. Let me know. I'm going to talk about it. This process should feel like a mutual decision, not a top-down assignment. You can ask the RBT, hey, what feels good as a next step for you? Or, is there something you'd like to try differently next week? Use your shared documentation to jot the goal down together. This reinforces that joint ownership and creates a reference point for follow-up. You might even brainstorm multiple options and let the RBT choose what feels most meaningful and achievable at that time. Mutually agreed upon goals helps empower your RBT. It encourages ownership of their growth and strengthens their role in the supervisory relationship. And when you're in those live sessions with your client and your RBT, avoid jumping in mid-interaction. When the RBT is working, focus on the client. You can use a simple just signal of insertion like, hey, I got a question when you get a minute. And then wait for your RBT to find the right time that they can disengage from the client for a split second and listen to what you have to say. This keeps the session client-centered and models professional communication. Y'all, virtual supervision doesn't have to feel disconnected. These 5 shifts help you to build better relationships, create goal-aligned feedback, and actually supports your RBT's development, even when you're not right there in the room with them. Which one are you going to try first? Drop it in the comments because I'm curious. I want to know. And if you want more tools to simplify and elevate your supervision process, keep an eye out. We're working on something new that will support everything that we just talked about today. If you want more tips and tricks and efficient supervision tools, hit me up at www.elevateyourabasupervision.com. I've got more CEU and resources there to support supervision. Thank you so much for watching. Drop in the comments what was helpful to you today in this video.